What is up, everyone? It's David from YGO Pulse, and we are back, boys. We're back with another deck profile. Today we're going to be doing one of my favorite decks. It's an updated version of Marincess. So you might be thinking, what can this deck do? Well, it's still low tier, boys. But I'm going to show you what we were able to figure out and some of the best decisions we could make for the deck right now, moving forward, and to play through hand traps, to grind games, to get advantage back so you can just keep going. Also with OTKs, the best of decks. So yeah, overall, let's just get going. I'm going to do the deck profile first, and then I'll go back and explain some of the logic on why. And I'll show you why the deck is a bit more viable than people think. Alrighty, first up, we're going to do 3 Blue Tang, best monster in deck. Summon, she sends a Marincess monster. If she could send a spell, Konami, please. Sorry, if she could send a trap, then this deck, it'd be so much better. But she sends any Marincess monster, so it's a 1-card starter. Next up, 3 Piscalis. So you're going to notice that I like level 4 waters. You obviously probably already have guessed why, but this right here is just a good combo piece. On summon, it specials one from your hand. In the grave, except during the turn that it was sent to the grave, so it has to be the turn after. You can banish it and then get back a Marincess spell or trap. I do play the one Basil-Alima. Sorry, butchering name. So this is several effects. The irrelevant effect is the one where you banish a trap and add a different one. You only play wave. But this is a Balinx for any monster, not just a Marincess monster. So if they Regeki a whole board and I got one Marincess monster, but the rest of them are different, it still protects everything. It's pretty nice. It's a more generic Balinx. Also, when it's banished, target a monster, gain 600 attack. Another 1-card starter. This gets you where you need to go if you open this and nothing else. So special this to a link pointer once per turn. You can banish it and special a monster from your hand to a link pointer. So just overall, great card. We're going to play 2 Mandarins. So you run this because you want to be able to keep extending. It's also a good way to go into generic Cyberse plays. If you have 2 Marincess monsters on the field, you can special this to a link pointer. Next up will be just a couple of techs. We don't run that many. We play Sea Archiver. So if a monster on either field is special to a link, you can special this from grave or hand, banish it when it leaves. And I play a level 4 Extender Water, just a Tinny Sathana. Alright, next up, we're going to go to the hand traps. We're going to play 2 Ash, 2 Meister, 2 Nibiru, and 2 Lancias. So you can change the hand traps as much as you want. I play 8 monster hand traps in the deck. Make that how you like. Personally, I've always liked 2-2-2-2. It makes sure that I'm not drawing hand traps that are once per turn, but in multiples. I'd rather see a Lancia and a Meister than a more powerful hand trap like just 1 Ash. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have 2 than just a better hand trap. Next up to the spells. We play the 1-field spell, Ocean. You just need 1. Yes, it is great, but people that think the deck loses if it doesn't have this up, they don't know what the deck does. So honestly, you should be winning those matches. A lot of people will literally spend resources trying to get rid of this, thinking that ends your board. It doesn't. So this is actually a great card. It's a great chain blocker too. If you special Marincess Link into an extra zone, then not once per turn. Get that, not once per turn. You could target up to 3 and equip. So summon your monster. You're worried about an Ash. You have let's say Tang Engrave, and then summon the Slug. So Slug, Tang, and Tang excavates. That can be Ash, but you got field. You're chain blocking. You got 3 Silent Minings. You still, Cyberse deck. You want to see your cards. We played Desires. The reason you're not playing any other pots in this deck is because once you search the field spell, every other card is just free. You don't need any one particular card. So you get the field spell out your deck, draw 2. It doesn't matter if you banished in, because everything is so redundant. Like you're good. You're good. We play 1 called by and 2 talents. These can be replaced with any going first cards. You want to play more traps, that's fine. The reason I like Marincess is the balance. I don't care about die rolls in this deck whatsoever, and the reason is I play 10 total hand traps, and I play 5 going first cards. So overall, you're good. You activate the effect of your Bubble Reef that I'll show you later. You're wanting to, have a 1-card combo and then open back row or hand traps. That's what you want to do. 3 of the best card in the deck, 100%. Wave. If you have a link 1, you can use this card. It negates a monster effect. If you have a link 2, negate a monster effect. But if you have a link 2, all other monsters on your field at the instance of this is protected from card effects 100%. So if you have a Totally Awesome and 1 Marincess link, then you're Totally Awesome. It's also unaffected by the game. If you have a link 3, gain the prior effects, but you also can just use this from hand. This card is not once per turn. It's amazing. Best card in the deck. If we had a way to just send it to the grave so we could easily recur it, Konami, please, I'm begging you for some Marincess support here. That would be amazing. But so far with what we got, still great, can recur it. I played 2 imperms, so just, more hand traps. I just wanted negation hand traps. This can be whatever you want. And then play 3 judgments. So you don't want to just lose to blowouts. This can be strike, but the strike doesn't stop spelling traps. And honestly, I'm more worried about spelling traps because your monsters are going to be unaffected. So you'd rather have this for the trap card stuff they're going to have. So that's it for the main deck. Next up, we're going to go to this probably the extra deck. Alright, we're going to play 2 Slug. So it just takes a level 4 or lower Marincess monster. On summon, target the Marincess in the grave, add it to the hand. Once you use her effect, you are locked into water for the rest of the turn. So normally what you're doing in this deck is you're going turn 1, lock in the water, turn 2, access code. So, yeah. Play 1 Seahorse. This is it searches any spell, but since they've only printed 1 spell, the field spell, you search your field spell. 2 Coral Anemone, great card, many uses. So it's a link 2 that gets you where you need to go. Takes 2 water monsters, not necessarily Marincess. The other ones do take Marincess. You can target a water monster, not Marincess. It doesn't have to be Marincess. Special summon it to a link pointer if it has 1500 attack or less. So it can be a link, it can be whatever. When it hits grave, no matter how it gets grave, once per turn, you can take a Marincess card and add it back to your hand. Play Heart. This is just for your unaffected combo. Play 1 Marbled Rock. This card is actually so sick, and people don't even know. Like, yes, it's not going to gain the unaffected unless you choose to make it unaffected through this route. But, like, come out, becomes 45 with 3 equips. Since you're using this, you add this. Use this as material, get back a card. This once per turn gets back a card. So now you're gaining 2 back to your hand. You activate Wave to make sure you get to the 3. Get your wave back, get your field spell back, get a monster back, put something back in the extra. This card is so sick, it just recurs so many sources. And then if they attack, not once per turn, as long as you have a Marincess card to discard, you can just stop that battle. You take no damage, can't be destroyed, so it's great. Next up is a card I've been off and on for, Wonder Heart. This is back in the deck for some OTK abilities. I was playing Abyss Dweller, but the reason with Abyss Dweller is there's not a lot of times I wanted to go into it and felt safe, because it does take a lot of... You have to open up the combo, which you can easily, but a lot of times you'd rather just end on the Toad negate. So I took out the Abyss Dweller, and I went ahead and just put back in Wonder Heart. This lets you on attack, special something. It doesn't re-equip it until the end phase, so you use this, get this off of your field spell, put this back into the equip, special summon it. It can attack at 27 because you got the field spell. And then main phase 2, get back a card, then it goes back. Like I said, this card's more sick than people think. Next up, Bubble Reef. My personal favorite card in the deck. So this turns our draw phase into a draw phase. So here's the deal on this. This card gives you hand traps. This is what it does. It gives you hand traps. So you open a bunch of going first cards, no hand traps. You dig through your deck, get your pieces out. Each standby phase, then you banish a water, and then you draw a card. A lot of times this is going to be unaffected because of the way you build her. Even if she's not unaffected, I still summon her so many times just because if I got 2 or 3 hand traps, I want to draw another one, you know? Great card. Every time a card's banished, not just your cards, anytime a monster is banished, either player, you gain 600. This thing gets beefy. A lot of times going into the access code play, I've already got her sitting at 76, plus an access code that can attack twice. So like I said, probably favorite card in the deck for me. We play Splash Mage. This is just another way to cheese out a 4 or a 3. Just an overall good card. It's a water, so if you're locked in the water, you're fine. It reborns a Cyberse. It's okay that it locks in Cyberse after. So the play is, this is one of your plays. If you don't open a way to get to a unaffected Link 4, you can still get to the Link 4. Let's say you summon Seahorse. Seahorse gets back. You get to you make this as a Link 2. Special summon back Seahorse. Now go into Anemone. Anemone can special summon this because it's under 15. 2 plus 2 is 4. Pretty good combo. It's just overall really universal. We play the Update Jammer, Transcode Talker, into the Access Code. All standard, you know, just Cyberse plays. And the last 2 cards is Bahamut Shark and Toad. So that wraps it up for the extra deck. If you don't want to play the OTK route, you can put back in Abyss Dweller. It is good, but like I said, I just personally took it out. I will show you the side deck. This can be whatever you want. It depends what your locals is. Obviously, side decks are always going to be dependent on if you're playing a big tournament where you know there's a lot of meta, or you have to change it because you know your locals is just a bunch of trap cards, you know. I'm just right now playing, you know, more stuff to go second. 2 Drolls, does what it does. I play 3 Dark Rulers, so you play Dragon Link, shut off their board. You can clear their field, so it's pretty nice. I play a bunch of back row removal because this deck does have a hard time against some decks that are like graveyard-y or back row-y. These can be whatever. I'm just playing a bunch of back row. So I got 5 cards that get rid of back row. We play Rivalry because we are always playing Cyberse Waters. The only thing that this stops is the Toad play, but whatever, you know, you can just make something else. Great card, you know, when it's good, it's amazing. Sometimes you can't play, but whatever. But sometimes it really does just like auto win you the duel. And I play some more going first cards. So I like the reason I like this deck, and I told you I would give you some theory crafting on why I play the way I do. This deck has an ability to go first or second, it doesn't matter. You're playing 10 hand traps, you're playing technically 8 going first cards. So game 1, you're set. You know you're going first. Game 2, side out your hand traps, put in strikes, put in your rivalries if you need them. If you don't need the rivalries, you put in, you know, some back row stuff. You're going, for sure you're going second, take out your judgments in the main. Put in Dark Rulers, put in your Drolls. So overall, even though the engine might not be as powerful as the meta decks, because of the consistency and the way you can interact with the hand traps and the going first cards, it really is just a good mixture. So you can stun them and then get back to your play, and you're always going to be having 5, 6 cards in hand, so you can always do your shenanigans. Alright guys, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to go to a combo video, and then I will see you on the flip side. Alright everyone, welcome back to the combo video portion of this. So we're just going to do, for the people that don't know how to play Marincess whatsoever, I'll show you just the standard bread and butter if you just have a Seahorse. This can be Blue Tang, it does the same thing, but that gets you even more because you got 2. But let's say you just open this. Let's see what we can do with this. You're going to summon. You're going to go into Blue Slug. Blue Slug targets this, puts it back into the hand. Her effect, special. You're going to link her back off. You're going to go into the extra. You're going to grab Sea Angel. Sea Angel's effect will grab your field spell. Activate the field spell. Summon Anemone. You can choose to use field spell, but I wouldn't here, you know, unless you just want the chain block for some reason. She, for a ignition effect, is special back any Marincess monster. It can be whatever. Here you can go into a Marbled Rock. Now this is the Link 3 play. There is a way to go into a different way, and I'll show you how to do it. There is an alternate route. But this is what I call the advantage combo. Let's say you've got trap cards, and you really know you can stun your opponent even if you don't have something broken. You can make this get back at cards. So what's going to happen on this summon is Coral Anemone is going to activate, and then you're going to get Seahorse back in your hand. And then Ocean's going to activate, and you can equip cards. Now, if you want to get back one of these pieces, Marbled Rock gets you back a piece. If you have other cards in your hand, you can grab a different card. If you know, a lot of times you do want to put, you don't necessarily have to need the 3, because a lot of times, once you get over 3K or so, you're pretty safe. I usually like to put stuff back into the extra because the grind game is pretty crazy. But that is what I call the advantage combo. Now we're going to do the same combo, but we're going to go to more of a power. Let's say you're going second, they've got nothing, or you've cleared their field, you've broken their board. Let's see what you can do. Same play. Summon Seahorse. Seahorse. Get your slug it back, special. Link. Get your Sea Angel add. Now here we're going to do something different. We're going to go into Splash Mage. Splash Mage will reborn. Special. Link. You can go to a Link 3 here, but what you're going to do is you're going to go into your Anemone. Anemone can reborn Mage because it's under 15. Here, make sure you activate your field spell before you do this. You've got 2 choices. If you are just looking to draw cards with a 46 beater and that's all you need, summon Reef. That you've got Fodder and Grave, you can start building a hand. If you don't want to do that, you've got Wonder Heart. This right here is a way to consistently get back cards, you know. So that's a way to cheese out a Link 4 with just 1 monster, or you can go the advantage route, like I was saying. All right, those are the bare bone minimum combos. Now we're gonna go into some more, let's say, fun ones. Let's say you got Tang and Seahorse. Now this can be, if you have Tang, this can basically be any of the other Marincesses. But I'm gonna keep this in hand just because you've seen it already. But it can be Mandarin. All right. So summon. So the combo is to get Horse and Mandarin. Or whichever one you don't have. So we're going to send Mandarin off of Tang. We're going to Link. Into Slug. Here, Tang will activate, and then you can choose to activate Slug if you want. This right here excavates 3. If you hit a Marincess card, doesn't matter what kind, you can add to your hand. We're going to assume that doesn't happen for now. Let's just say we missed. That's not the point. Slug. We'll get back the blue Tang because this is a graveyard effect. Now you've recarded your hand. All you did was summon 1 monster. Ooh, let's put this back. You summoned 1 monster. You still got 2 cards back in hand. Special Seahorse. Go into your Angel. Get your field spell. Here, because there's 2 Marincesses on the field, you can special Mandarin from the grave to a Link pointer. It will banish itself when it hits grave again, or when it leaves field. Link 2. Go into Anemone. Anemone can special summon. It can be whichever one you want. Here, I like to go into the field spell. Alright, we summon Crystal Heart. Now, with the field spell, whatever you link into that uses her as material is going to be unaffected. So we're going to go into Bubble Reef. We're going to activate Anemone. Now we're going to get back our Seahorse. Remember, the Mandarin's banished. So now we're back to 2 cards in hand, just like we were. The Ocean's going to activate. And we're just going to equip 3. This is going to be 46. Now you look at the exact same 2 cards you had in hand, but you've built a board with an unaffected monster that draws cards. Great. Alright, I'm going to do one more. There are several lines of play, and I could show you all the little combos, but obviously none of us have time for that. But I may do like an hour testing video. If you guys want to see that, let me know, and I'll show you why I'm having success with this, even on like ladder and ranked. I'm literally getting comments saying, wow, I've never seen like a competent player with this deck before, because it does crazy stuff. So if you guys want to see like the full explain, like every single card combo, let me know and I'll do that. It may take a while, but I'll give you like a master class of it. Okay. We're going to do one more. Alright everyone, we're going to do one last combo. I'm going to go ahead and show you what I call like the full wombo combo. This is like one of the best things you can do. You got these 3 in hand, or it can be, this can be Mandarin, it can be whatever, you know. But you're looking at this, Pescalis and Blue Tang is really what you're looking for. You're going to summon Pescalis. You're going to go into Blue Slug, or you're going to Tang. Tang's going to activate her effect. We're going to send Mandarin because we had Horse already. Alright, we're going to go into Slug. Slug, we're going to probably just add Mandarin. We want to keep this engraved, and I'll show you why. We're going to special summon Seahorse. Seahorse, go into Angel. We're going to add the field spell. Special summon Mandarin to this pointer. You want to do that there because you want to make sure this is out of the way. Link 2. Go into Anemone. Anemone's going to reborn. You're level 4, and that's why we went ahead and we put this back into the hand. It activates engraved, so you didn't have to add anything, but you wanted to keep this engraved, so it's here for Anemone. You're going to go ahead and overlay. You're going to go into Shark. Shark effect. I usually send Pescalis because it has a grave effect. We're going to go into Toad. Normally I'll put these 2 on each side. You're going to link this one off, and you want this one out of the way. So here, this will banish itself whenever it leaves the field. Bahamut Shark can be used for the summon of Crystal Heart, because it just takes waters. Battle Ocean. Link off. Now you've got an unaffected hand, just, you know, multiplier here. You get to draw during your draw phase, during your standby phase, and during your opponent's draw phase. So every turn you're drawing a card, and you're drawing 2 during your turn. So Anemone will activate its effect. We'll probably just put Blue Tang back in the effect. It's the most versatile. Summon, or equip these 3. You got these engraved. So you got, normally I'll send my Exceed cards first. Normally during your opponent's turn, you're going to be triggering your Awesome because they're going to be trying to get rid of that. Send Awesome, get back your Seahorse. You've drawn a card because you banished one. So like off of that combo, like you're back to where you started. You got free cards. So guys, that is it for the day. Let me know if you want a humongous, like, probably like hour-long masterclass of this, because this deck does a lot of stuff. I can show you the theory of like what happens when you're open up like hand traps in this. Like, would you choose to make the full-on boards, or would you choose to just go into the resource game, put all your stuff back, and keep drawing into this? Wave right here, you can just recycle this. Like, a lot of times you can just play wave control, and like you can just end their day by just making sure you're unaffected. They're stopping their monsters. They can't do anything to you. Get this back during your turn. Not once per turn. Draw into it more. Alright, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please join that Discord. We haven't been on YouTube as much. We've been moving on Twitch. But We are very, very active in the Discord. If you want to hang out with us, you want to talk theory, you want to tell us why we're right, why we're wrong, you just want to duel, we're always remote dueling. If you guys just want to hang out and be part of the YGO Pulse crew, just please join the Discord. The link's in the description below. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace. Yeah.